All right. Hi, guys. This is Caitlin and Jones. We did our presentation on percent. We use percent on a daily basis. It would be impossible to live today's society and not be conversant with percent. To figure out the discount of an item you were buying or how much the raise you got at your work. Firstly, let's learn to convert percent. Percent comes from a Latin word percentum, meaning per hundred, which tells you that percents are the ratio of R over 100. Percents as decimals. Example, 25%, 33%, 0.33%, and 125.5%. The decimal for 25% is 0.25. Decimal for 33.333% is 0.33, and then the decimal for 125.5% is 1.255. You can also do fractions as percents. We'll do 1/8, 1/3, and 16 over 5. Suppose that 1/8 equals R% equals R over 100. So R equals 100 times 1/8 equals 12.5%. And then so on. You do the same thing for each one. It's 33 over 1/3%, and then 320% for 16 over 5. Calculating a percentage of a number. If the Davis family is buying a house for $175,000 and have a down payment of 15%, the down payment is 15% of the cost of the house. D would equal your down payment. So D equals 15% times $175,000. And then your decimal would be 0.15 times 175,000, which equals 26,250 for your down payment. These are the 3 basic percent problems. Calculating a number of which a given number is a given percent. Kayla scored a 92% on her test. If she answered 23 questions right, how many questions were on the test? N would equal the number of questions. 23 is 92% of N. So 23 equals 92% times N, which is equal to 0.92 N. N equals 23 divided by 0.92, which is equal to 25. So there were 25 questions on the test. Calculating what percent one number is of another. Tara received 28 out of 35 possible points on her last test. What percentage score did Tara make? Which is easy. It's just 28 over 35, and she made a 0.80, which would be 80%. Percentage increase and decrease. Relative gain or loss is usually measured in percent, such as raise or community may suffer from a loss. Here's an example. Chad is a teacher and he earns $53,000 a year. He will receive a 7% increase in his salary for earning a reward. But his home recently dropped 15% and now is valued at $255,000. What will Chad's salary be next year? So you do 7% of 53,000. So 0.07 is the decimal for 7%, and you multiply that by 53,000, which is equal to 3,710. So 53,000 plus 3,710 is equal to 56,710 for Chad's new salary. And then we're gonna, for his loss, we'll see what his house was valued for. 100% minus 15% is equal to 85, because it dropped 15%. So $255,000 divided by 0.85 is equal to $300,000. Chad had a loss of $45,000 in his house. Solving percent is pretty easy to get the hang of. If you just have a couple numbers given to you, you will find what you are looking for and the word problem. You can get stumped, but that's why math always has a second way to solve a problem. Here's Jones with the rest of the topic.
You ready? All right, thank you, Penny, for the rest of the beginning of the topic of percent. Vocabulary. So we have two vocabulary that we'll need to understand the meaning of percent. So we have annual compound interest, which is the term compound implies that each year you earn interest on all interest earned in preceding years as well as on the original amount. Principal, the total amount of the money borrowed or invest. So we start off with the formula being P, open parentheses, 1 plus R over 100N, close parentheses, to the exponent of N and T. So the value of an invest of P dollars at the end of T years, if interest is paid at the annual rate of R percent compounded N times of a year. So compound interest. For an example, suppose you invest $5,000 for a year at 7% interest. How much your investment worth at the end of the year? So here is an example. At the end of the year, you would do 7% times 5,000 equals 0.07 times 5,000 equals 350. 5,000 plus 350 equals 5,000 plus 0.07 times 5,000. So then you would do 5,000 times 1.07, which equals up to 5,350. And that's what you will have at the end of the year. The second year, you would have 5,000 times 1.07 exponent to the second power equals 5,724 and 50 cents for the second year. So let's see how much I would have if I would have started saving. I would have a total of $18,082.64. Mathematic of growth. Mathematic of growth uses the same formula as compound interest. Suppose Arkansas has a population of 2.2 million and it is growing at a rate of 5%. What would be the population at 1 year? We would do 2.2 million times 1.05, which will give us 2.3 million. In 5 years, the population would go up to 2.8 million. And then in the 14th year, Arkansas would have grown 4.4 million people. Thank you.